So I am now day 8 into the self-quarantine, self-isolation with this coronavirus pandemic. Right out the gate, this is something that I took super seriously, and I just, for some very specific reasons that I'm going to talk about in this video, but also just things like I don't want to spread this. I don't want to be part of the problem or getting the people that I care about sick in case I don't know that I have it. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing the chaos of what life has been for me in the last week, but really life in self-quarantine. So, like I said, it has been 8 days, and when I say we, I'm talking about That Orko and I. That Orko is my music producer, my co-writer, and of course, Artie and Gizmo, which is Kitty and Puppy. So when we kind of made the decision that we were going to do self-quarantine, it kind of came down to a couple of concerns, some of which just being we don't want to be a part of the problem, but also there's just concerns with, some general just unwellness that's, been in the household, like even with Artie. He has some respiratory issues, and so it's the cutest thing. He honks, sometimes, but he'll get a little congested. So it's a sweet kind of thing that he does, but it's because of an actual existing issue. And so while, there's just a lot of misinformation about whether animals can get it and things like that, I didn't want to take the chance. So I just kind of, tore off the Band-Aid, and I just made the decision that I was going to change everything. I was going to make it happen from home. And this was obviously before things really started ramping up. So in retrospect, I'm kind of glad for some of the decisions that we made because one of them had to do with Disneyland. So you guys know that obviously I finished my book. That came out at the beginning of the year, and that Orko and I just worked so hard to get the actual physical book, the Kindle format, the audio, and in addition to that, we've been working on the album. So as kind of a pat on our back and getting it done and just a reward, so to speak, we've been planning to go to Disneyland since last year. And, as now some concerns started kind of coming out, we were questioning whether that was even a smart move. Of course, your certain things just aren't refundable if you cancel and this and that. And because it really wasn't so widespread with the panic at the time, we just made the decision, we're going to go. If we get sick, it'll be okay. Young people are, they're not really, that at risk. And anyway, so as each day kind of went on, we just realized more and more, the risk that was really involved with going to Disneyland. So eventually we just made the decision. We weren't going to go. We were just going to suffer, any loss for cancellations late and that kind of thing. And I'm glad that we didn't because, funny enough, Disneyland ended up closing. And obviously over the following days, things just ended up getting progressively worse and worse. So as we have been kind of self-quarantining, it's also trying to deal with now a lot of stress. And I know a lot of people are dealing with this, the stress of worrying if you are going to get it, worrying if someone that you know is currently suffering through some kind of illness and they don't know if they have it or if they're going to be able to get the kind of medical care that they need because hospitals are so, I don't want to say overrun, but they're just really packed to the brink and hospitals are running out of supplies. And so I know there was a lot of fear, and that was fear that even we had. And so as we've been kind of getting through this day by day, it really has been a day by day kind of thing. And over the last week, there's been a lot of stress about the health concerns, but then also even from a financial standpoint. A lot of businesses, pretty much every business is suffering so much right now. And as someone who is a small business owner, I can absolutely relate. I have a staff that relies on me. I have people that that I pay and that I make, possible for their income, their revenue. And so they're relying on me. And the first thing, to happen, of course, is that your business income is going to suffer. So the point just being, everyone is kind of dealing with this. And whereas, maybe some of us can work from home, even if it's going to be at a degree of loss and frustration because you don't have the infrastructure of, let's say, an office or something like that. Some people are dealing with some real situations. They can't work from home. They're getting laid off. It's really a scary time right now. And then on the flip side, you kind of have this ebb and flow of what's going on with grocery stores. So I'm sure you guys have been seeing there's just incredible hoarding that's happening of toilet paper, of cleaning supplies. And so even the last time that I went to a grocery store, these shelves are completely cleared off. We're talking about, pastas and rices and just things that, are good to have in the pantry long term and don't really or aren't perishable. And so there's a lot of concern just about supplies as well. So something that we have personally been doing to try and just stay safe, and I know what they say about with the face mask and things like that, but they go, even if you are in group settings, trying to be, as far away as 6 feet from any person, because someone could sneeze, someone could cough. And then of course, as far as touching things. So here's my face mask. So even though they say these aren't really working, I gotta be honest, when I go to the grocery store, I'm still rocking it. I got my hoodie, my glasses, and then this little ditty. I don't know, I just feel better about it. So pretty much the only time that Orko and I are venturing out into the world is for supplies. And I also heard this great thing from someone on social media. He goes, just make sure you don't do leg day on the day you have to go get supplies. This is like a pro tip in case there's actually a zombie apocalypse, so I thought I'd share that really fast. And in the meantime, there's also been just other things that come up. I mean, as I've been talking to my fans and my followers, those who are based in places like, let's say, New York, and they are, out of a job, the restaurants are shutting down, the supplies are limited. I mean, there's like real stuff happening right now that is causing a lot of panic, and reasonably so. And I'll even just say, one of the days being yesterday, working from home and surviving on a device, and then all of a sudden that computer just goes out for no reason whatsoever, and there's no ability to actually take it into a place to get it fixed. So there's things that are going on right now, but we have to kind of check ourselves every single day to do kind of that gut check. It could always be so much worse. What's right? What's okay? Because it's about making sure that we're all in a positive mindset so that we're staying calm. We're making sure that our immune systems are strong, that we're trying to eat and ingest the right things to keep ourselves in the best, position possible if we do so happen to get the virus. Because, again, just because you get it, it doesn't mean it's a death sentence. It doesn't mean you're gonna have to go to the hospital, but it does mean that you might have to suffer through some symptoms. So the better position that you are physically to deal with it, the better you will eventually be. Now, I know that most of my followers are musicians or fans of my music, so specifically for my musicians and those who watch these videos for music tips and music career tips, what I wanted to just focus on is, what am I doing right now? So besides working as far as, kind of my day job, trying to continue with that, just working kind of from a virtual office, as far as the creative, trying to stay in just this calm state of mind. It is very difficult to care about music, to care about thinking about sync licensing and getting your stuff copyrighted and protecting yourself, because we're all so worried right now. But if you can take a step back and try to stay calm, try to stay relaxed, then you can actually do something to use this time to just propel yourself forward. Get caught up in what you need to. Start that business if you need to register an LLC, or if you need to get help and do research. Even for me, there are things with my own projects that, I'm so far behind on because things have been just so chaotic otherwise up until this point. So it really is the perfect time right now to get caught up on everything. And so you have to kind of kick yourself in the butt to get up and go through your steps, do your exercises, eat properly, get into the studio, and exercise that self-discipline, because it's really hard right now for everybody. I think most of us wake up in this morning, every morning, and we just think, what's coming? What's worse today? What's going to be worse tomorrow? And it's just a really bad mentality to be in. So try to go through your routine, and it's going to make a big difference for your ability to get through this and to thrive. So guys, I'm following my own advice. I have not felt very much like, getting up and putting on makeup and thinking of, scripts and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's not just good for me to keep going through my routine, but I just care so much about each one of you. I know I have such incredible stress right now about my business, the health of the people that I care about. And I just can't imagine for some other people what they're going through and the types of issues they're dealing with on top of a pandemic that's happening right now. So I just love you guys so much. I wanted to make this video and just let you know that I'm thinking about you. It is going to be okay. This is the time that we have to, conserve, and we need to be positive and just know that we will get through this. We have been, as a world, we've been through things like this before, and we will get through this one as well. So I love you guys very much. I'm going to do another video. Check in with me next week, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Miss Krystle.